Namaste YouTube, welcome to Cafe Enoma and welcome to our 3 reactions in one video. These reactions are for our patron Brendan, and as per my experience with the request of Brendan, I am hoping that we will be reacting to 3 female artists.
Yeah,
He mostly
I
gives
think
us,
that's
yeah.
what we have lined up today as well. So 3 female artists, and they'll all be added to our playlist called the Women's Club. And we have a lot of artists in that playlist by now. Perhaps more than 200 should be, or we need to update it because sometimes we don't add it to the Women's Club.
Yeah.
So certainly more than 200 reactions are of female artists. So you should check out that playlist. Love is Alive by LEA MICHELE. LEA MICHELE. Name sounds kind of like an actress or,
Yeah, it does.
a very popular actress or something, but I don't think I've heard a singer with that name. And what we do as easygoing native outsiders from India is that we give an open, honest perspective on the music that we are listening to. We try and share the experience of listening to it for the first time. And we also add in a personalized take on it as counselors, teachers, parents, and Indians, with our cultural background and experience of our professions. We try and give a personalized take on the music. That's what makes it so interesting, and that's what makes our reactions full of substance. On a platform where most creators lack substance, we pride ourselves on the fact that we bring it to the table. Let's get started. Love is Alive by LEA MICHELE. And if you'd like to learn more about us, check out our Patreon page. The link is in the description box of this video.
It wakes me up at night. It needs to share its light. It doesn't get how dark it is outside. It warms the rising sun. It kisses everyone. It doesn't remember the hate of yesterday.
if I had to take a wild guess, it wasn't that wild a guess though.
Okay.
When she hits those high notes, inspiration certainly seems to be Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
I could think of Celine Dion instantly when those high notes came in Love is Alive in Me. She sang it beautifully. LEA MICHELE. Though there wasn't much else to go by apart from her
In the
voice.
lyrics, yeah.
Even musically.
Musically.
As well as the lyrics. There wasn't a balance. It was fully stacked upon a voice, and there was nothing else to balance it the other side.
Right.
So it was all about her voice.
It is all about her.
And the voice was mainly with the chorus that love is alive in me.
Yeah.
That was beautifully sung, outstanding. But when you don't have the other half to back you up, you can't be compared to the great ones out there. For me, because I've heard them all my life, this becomes ordinary. It's not disrespecting her in any way. I absolutely love the quality of her high notes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to give due respect to the ones who actually do it consistently, there's imbalance. So it's not completely good for me.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed her singing. The way she sang, her high notes, everything was just immaculate, perfect. I was fully into the song. I was only and only, when you say other things don't matter, actually they didn't matter. When listening to her in this song, at least, I was only and only listening to her. And every time she was raising it high, every time she was pouring out those emotions. I did realize that there were very few lines to go by it. It was only about love and love is alive. I liked the first few lines, the way they were said, it wakes me up at night and it needs to share its light. And, it's all about love. Love is not something that discriminates against anyone. It's equal for everyone. And if you have the pure and right love, and it doesn't remember bad things. If you have true love, like a mother's love, it doesn't see right or wrong and things like that. It's just love. Something like that. But if it could have had more substance in the song, this could have been a song that people would treasure forever and ever.
Yeah, I would have probably...
With that singing.
I would have most probably, I wouldn't even say probably, most probably I would have heard this song of LEA MICHELE, because the quality of her voice,
It's amazing.
when she hits those high notes, only when she hits those high notes, is outstanding. The rest of it, there are a lot of singers who sing.
Yeah, in female category, we do have a lot of singers who are
singers.
phenomenally talented.
And as I said, to respect them, the ones who do it consistently, we must keep, say it honestly. Because, very often I've come across singers like her who just have that one outstanding song. One outstanding song which you can't even believe it's true. It's all her, it's all pure. It is too good. And why it is too good to be true? Because she can't repeat it too often.
Okay.
There are no more songs on that album which are that way.
Okay.
So if you have 8 to 12 songs on an album, ordinarily that is what it is there. On pop albums specifically. So 8 to 12 songs on the album. They have one song and maybe another song which have these high notes, and the rest are pretty ordinary, So that kind of, Whitney Houston, for example, was always outstanding. Celine Dion, always outstanding.
Always been,
Mariah Carey, at a prime, always outstanding. And there are several other artists like that, whether as part of bands or groups or on their own. So, you have plenty of examples to go by who are consistently the whole album. Maybe all won't be hits, but the quality of singing doesn't go down. There's no variation. So I've seen a lot of that where, there's one outstanding song, or even if you talk about the best examples are reality shows. We've seen a lot of them.
I know.
X Factor specifically, where in the audition they sound outstanding.
I know.
And the very next round they're out. Because they sound not so good, not so outstanding. Why does it happen? Because they just can't maintain it. One day you have everything at your disposal, everything goes right, the next day you just fall flat on your face. It doesn't happen with great stars. Great musicians are so disciplined, it's that consistently you have the same quality. It's kind of like our reactions from beginning to today, at least on Enoma. It has been consistent, and it's more or less the same in my classroom career, online and offline, as well as in my counseling career. Whatever I do has been consistent. Maybe I'm not the greatest, but I do it consistently. Whatever I do it really well, the best of my potential, and consistently. So that can be seen in our reactions.
The caution here from my side to you is you probably will have in the comments or by a patron other performances by her that will be as good as this one, but at the same time it is difficult in pop market, it is difficult, and in today's day it is difficult for the artist to purely show their talent and remain out there.
No, that's what I'm saying. I've not heard her.
Yeah,
we haven't. If she was like Whitney Houston, you would have heard her.
Yeah, she would be all
right. How many people in the world haven't heard Whitney Houston? So that's it for this one. Join us in less than 10 seconds for our second and then third reaction for our patron Brendan.
Namaste and welcome back to our reaction. This time we are reacting to My Heart Is Refusing Me. It's a song by LOREEN. Let's get started with our second song in this reaction video.
I've been crushed, beaten down, and I'm frozen to the ground. Like a fool, I trusted you. Still I'm hopelessly in love. I never thought that I would be this helpless. I can't believe I'm caving in for you. I've been crushed, I've had enough. Now I wanna leave, but I'm lost. Somehow I can't break away. And although I'm made up my mind, my heart is refusing me. Me for you, you for me. It was us against them all. But slowly it came to me what was underneath it all. I never thought that you could be this reckless. I can't believe you're doing this to me. You strip me down and I'm naked now. Now I wanna leave, but I'm lost. Somehow I can't break away. And although I'm made up my mind, my heart is refusing me. My heart is refusing me. My heart is refusing me.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on this one, Kitty?
It sounds good. It's like any song from this time. Good for pubs, discos, or even at home parties, and if you're just listening to light pop music. Yeah, it had all the elements, the hook, yeah, oh, what is that? Yeah, 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 and the way she sings and the music. Yeah.
What I would like to talk about here is something that I've noticed. When you talk about EDM music, yes, it's good. It has good qualities to dance to, good tunes.
Yeah.
So that's one positive in its favor. There's something called hypnotherapy, there's something called music therapy, there's something called NLP. And some of you may have heard these and may be aware of it. I've heard a lot about them, I've studied them, I tease them. The fact is that when you hear this in your subconscious, subliminally, you're at a party and you hear these songs which are very depressing lyrics. Of a person who's in a very hopeless situation, depressed, lonely, sad, still, hoping, begging and literally pleading to be taken back kind of thing. So when you hear that all the time, because it happens quite frequently in EDM, the music may be good, but subliminally, your brain is taking in all those words.
Yeah.
You don't even realize it because you're possibly doing some other things, dancing, talking, eating, relaxing. But these words are going in your brain, and that is what is NLP, essentially one of the parts of NLP. As well as music therapy has an effect similar to it. Depending what tunes you listen to and at what volume and frequency. So the fact is, when you listen to a lot of songs like that, or even the same song a lot of times, you actually become that kind of person.
And that's reality, right?
Where you become hopeless, where you think this way, you feel like you're a doormat essentially with other people in your relationship, in life, at work. And this rubs off on you and you don't even realize why it's happening. For some people, you feel stuck in that place perpetually. And you don't understand why you're stuck there. Why am I here when that person XYZ is doing so well, or has moved to the next level, or has moved to this particular home or place or locality which is so much better than mine. You wonder why you're stuck in that place. The reason you're stuck is things like this. The media you're exposed to, you actually become like that media. So if you are exposed to songs like that all the time with lyrics which are so hard hitting and depressing, you actually become exactly that kind of person. You become depressing, you become a doormat, you think this is what it is. And you don't even realize you're doing it. The beauty of it is, for the record labels and for the people who make it, they don't understand it, or maybe they don't even realize the damage they're doing. But they have no social ethics or responsibilities anyway, most of them. So the fact is, when they actually write songs like that again and again, it does well. Because people like good dance tunes, people like songs about love. But the depression is increasing. If you see the average person in urban areas today, 1 in 2 people has some kind of depression or stress. And they're actually suffering from it. It's not that they just have it, it's suffering. So it is affecting other areas of their life. And one of the big reasons is, of course, music like that. Second is videos you view. Third is your interactions on social networking apps. All that does influence you. Sometimes you see a certain person having a lot of fun. Maybe that's their holiday period. Maybe that's, who knows, they just had a good deal and they have a lot of money at their disposable income. And they're having a gala time and you see that every day. Sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a day you get updates of that person. And same goes with, the other way around. If you do that too, if you have the disposable income and you show all that in pictures, maybe you're actually not feeling that good on the inside, but people on the outside who are viewing you, they say, this person, wow, they have such a great life and they're going through so much. You don't want all that evil spirit warding coming on you. That is one thing. And secondly, when you see that, obviously again it influences you. You say, I don't have that kind of life. I'm not doing this. I'm sitting at my desk while that person is partying at that place or seems to be relaxing at the beach in someone else's arms and this and that. And I'm here at the office stuck at my cabin, or I'm in this factory operating this machine, or I'm at home cooking in the kitchen. And not that to put all those careers down, that's what most people do, including me and her.
Yeah.
So the fact is, these kind of songs can have a very dangerous effect on a person's mind. So I don't support it at all as a psychotherapist.
Well, that's what they do actually. In today's society, most young girls lack self-esteem and self-respect both.
Yeah, I've seen that in my clients and
And
students.
I've seen that too. They do lack self-esteem and self-respect for themselves, and also to a great extent willpower to break free of something or to be determined enough to do something, who are exposed to the current media. Definitely. The music may sound good, you want to enjoy the music, but at the same time, music having meaningful, purposeful, enriching lyrics are important. That's how it should be. Women power can be lived in its entirety if women actually come out with songs and give out messages that can empower women, not put them down.
Yeah, that's why I like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. I don't like the music personally. I mean, the arrangement and their voices, that much. But Taylor Swift, definitely, I like her voice too. But what I like about them is that most of their songs,
They enjoy their life and their world.
they enjoy their life and they are not submissive. They're not submissive young women.
No.
So they are good role models to the next
They know
generation.
their rights, yeah.
And the current generation too.
Yeah.
So they are very good role models. We move on to a third song in less than 10 seconds.
Yes.
See you on the other side.
Namaste and welcome back to our third reaction in this video, and it is a song by Biff Naked, and the song is titled I Love Myself Today. We have heard Biff Naked in the past. It has
Just
been
once, yeah.
it has been 8-9 months now for her song Choti. That was the song Choti. She was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's listen to this one. I Love Myself Today. We are giving an open, honest perspective with substance in our reactions.
That is
We
true.
are sharing our experience in a realistic manner as counselors, teachers, parents, and belonging to the Indian culture. So we pride ourselves on doing it the right way, the honest way, and that's what people love us for. On a platform that certainly lacks substance, we are bringing a lot of it in one go. Trying to make up, but I don't think it's enough. I Love Myself Today by Biff Naked. This is the first time single take honest reaction once again, as it usually is on Enoma. Let's get started.
If I loved you, life would be easy. There'd be no truth that I'd be scared of. I could walk through every valley and you light me with all of your love. But I don't love you, not like I want to. I don't love you, and that makes it hard. And every morning I see how you watch me, and each night I know you feel it, and it just breaks your heart. You make good money and come home early, and you kiss me and hold me each night. We would have children, and they would be so beautiful, and we'd raise them, and all would be right. But I don't love you, 'Cause if I loved you, I could be happy. I would make you the light of my world. I wouldn't wait, love. I'd marry you tomorrow and we'd make love, and I'd be your girl. But I don't love you much as I want to. I don't love you, no. It would be a lie, and you deserve love. You're better than a good day, and you'll find it just not in my eyes. 'Cause it ain't here, love. No, no, it ain't here, love, love. No, it ain't here, love. No, it ain't here, love. And it just breaks my heart.
Okay? Yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
I like this one. I like this one. I liked a lot of things done with this song. There were claps, there was good music, guitar playing, drums, her voice in two tones more or less. You know, one side little heavier one and one side the sharper and shrill one. And I'm assuming both were done by her. They sounded like her, but done the one side was a bit heavier and vocally usual, and the other one was sharper, like the one that ended it. And that end thing went pretty high.
Yeah, but I wonder why she didn't do more of it.
That was just to end it.
Couple of it would have been
Couple
nice.
of it would have been even better for
Yeah,
you.
during the song. For everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed this. Talking about a relationship where she isn't into him that much. And he isn't aware. He's doing everything right, but she's just not into him as much as she should have been. Yeah. That's what it is essentially about. This is a very good song by her. It leaves a good, impression, and it gives you something to listen to well. I liked all those things done with it. Whether it was the claps, whether it was like choir-like, effect, more people singing in the background, something like that.
Yeah. Her music reminds me a little bit of Avril Lavigne's music, and as well as Alanis Morissette, very loosely.
Okay.
More of Avril Lavigne. It had a good vibe to it. Nice rock music like sound.
Yeah.
And as you said, those kind of claps and that it was like a spiritual kind of experience.
It did happen.
And the lyrics were like Kirti said about that. When you're not totally into something, obviously you realize your shortcomings when you're not totally into something, and you realize how it affects when you're talking about relationships. As a counselor, I've definitely seen it more than once. When one person is doing the right thing, giving it all, and the other person is just not into that person the same way or same manner. And you can see the breaks in the relationship. You can see how it affects the relationship, the scratches, the tears. It all becomes visible in the counseling room. And for any outsider, outsiders see these things much more openly and much more vividly than an insider can.
Yeah.
It's the same as reactions. The reason we do so well as reactors for the last 2 years until we are on this platform, we've been doing really, really well because we stick to being open and honest, and we stick to doing it the right way without compromising on our ethics, on our experience, and on anything. We like a song, we say we like it. We don't like it, we don't like it. And we say why for both cases. So we do it the right way. And so if we give it our all. And that's how we do it. If a song doesn't inspire me, doesn't entertain me, that's my reaction. It can easily be seen that I don't like it. For Kirti, it may be a little bit more difficult to see because that's the way her personality is. For me, it's very, very easy to see I don't like something. and it's very easy to see her love something. And as you could see by this reaction, you already know what my response may be like, based on that, the facial expressions. So for me, it's not a fantastic song. It doesn't really stand out. Yes, it's interesting. It's mildly entertaining. I like the ending, the way she did that. I would have certainly liked a couple of more of them inside the song to show that she can do it consistently and regularly. But that wasn't the case here. And yeah, the lyrics are interesting. It's something that does happen often, as I said. I've seen it in the counseling room. I've seen it in real life too, with friends and family. So definitely one person seems to be holding back or not giving enough to the relationship, and the other person seems to be doing everything right or giving it all. And it doesn't make for a good ending. Basically they end. Those kind of relationships usually end, or they are like, you're just there for the sake of it in the relationship. So it's not fruitful for both people. Maybe fruitful for one because she's getting it all. And how convenient and, easy is that, just taking it. We heard a George Harrison song a bit earlier today in the session. Isn't it a pity? You could listen to that to get what we are talking about.
Yeah.
That's a great example to talk about a song like that.
It's a lopsided relationship for sure.
So that's all I have to say really. Music and all that. I don't really like to talk about that unless it's outstanding. I'm no expert. I love my music, and I know when I love music, because music that you love automatically makes you feel like enjoying, moving, at least for me. Once again, Kirti is not the right example for that. She shows it in different ways. I show it in my own way. Music that I love, you can see it on my face and with my hands. You
have had a lot of exposure. For me, I'm still scratching the surface, or maybe a little beneath the surface. So I found it decent enough to enjoy. I liked all those elements, the clapping and all that, and the vocals were done well. Also, the guitar was played like a mandolin or ukulele, or what was that, I don't know, but it was good. Yeah, so all of that made a good song for me. And remembering her first song, I didn't have a good impression of that. Choti definitely isn't a great song. I didn't like it.
Both of us.
So for me, this was good. I was impressed that this is something different completely.
So that's it for this one. Goodbye.